What's happening, YouTube? Wild Studios here, and today we're going to go over a new tool. So, if you're familiar with my channel, primarily I'm a Unreal Engine studio producing tools, plugins, and assets. So, about 90%, give or take. I've been in the industry in Unreal Engine, particularly for about 20 years now, but today is all about Godot. So historically, I've supported this Godot 4.4 VR template. It also migrates forward pretty easily. Um, I've talked about, stylized rendering in Godot. I've done a bunch of content lately on Godot. Um, I, you know, like it's weird. It's awkward. I don't like approaching things this way. But I'm also a contributor to Godot Source, so I played a part in Godot 4.5's release proudly. So yeah, proud to continue to support that engine, and there are certainly things about it that I've been falling in love with. So in the context of Unreal Engine and Epic, Epic has uh, EOS, or Epic Online Services. Um, and there's a wonderful, actually, I'll point to the video. There's a getting started with authentication, Epic Online Services. This is also the author of the EOSG plugin for Godot. It's a GD extension based plugin, and we can go take a look at that here. Now, if you're developing for Windows and you're like trying to hit Steam or Epic Online Store with Godot, then you're pretty much good to go out of the box with the plugin. It does a really great job of documenting all the steps. There's video tutorials. Um, there's an example project, and in the documentation here, if you plan to package out for Android, the only way to really do that was to modify the build Gradle and the Java Godot game.java file manually to get Android to export with EOSG. Um, and I took a look, I studied the repo, took a look at the open issues, and there was a closed issue where the author of this plugin said maybe it would be good to have an Android export template helper plugin of some type, if someone was familiar with writing plugins for GD script, to handle this export process without you having to manually manipulate the Android build template. And what that means is, like, say you have multiple projects. Say you wanted to migrate from from Godot 4.4 to 4.5. You download a new Android build template with each one of those, and thus your changes would be wiped. So instead of having to manually deal with that per project, or manually deal with that per project migration, say that you're in the same project and the engine migrates and you download the new build template, I developed my current title alongside using the EOSG plugin, and developed a plugin to live alongside it as a to utilize it as a dependency, basically, to assist with this export process, as well as developed a few singletons to handle your environment variables from EOS, and added some logging so that whenever you're initializing EOS, within the singletons, it'll tell you like if something goes wrong. And I also did the same logging for the process. So this is the tool. I'll have the link in the description. It's labeled EOSG Android Exporter. Just niftily redesigned the icon here to kind of imply what the tool is actually used for, or the plugin is actually used for. I specify the requirements. I include a list of everything that's actually in the plugin and what that does, as well as like outlines your .env file. You want to basically add it to your git ignore. You don't want to share that in your code repo, but it handles your basically your environment variables that you're going to get from Epic Online Services themselves for your game client. And then it speaks on like what the export process would be like once you enabled the tool. It's just a single check box that's basically enable auto export inside of the tool itself in your project settings, and then it will do all of these steps for you. I provide a login.gd script example for you to take a look at. You can pretty much just move this over into like a game manager singleton or something like that to initialize and log in, or you can attach the login GD script as it is to a node inside of your scene and do it as soon as the game starts. It's really up to you how you want to take that approach. But yeah, the rest of the documentation for EOSG is pretty much relevant. I just tried to take things a little bit further to, both handle the export process, give you a file that some singletons can read that'll handle the authentication, attach those to this EOS credentials so that you can call upon them from pretty much anywhere. And if you ever need to read your environment variables directly, there's this env.hasVariable method that you can call to check. So it's just expanding on the functionality just a little bit, making it very, very easy to export for Android. And as you can see in the documentation here, I have tested this on my own game. Now this will be available in the Godot asset library as well, so if you don't want to have to necessarily pull it from Git, or contribute back to it, or open PRs, or be involved with the plugins development in any way, shape, or form, feel free just to grab it from the asset library and utilize it. Just be sure to also have the dependency for the Epic Online Services Godot plugin installed alongside it. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys. Be sure to check out the description for the Discord link. Tons of engineers, artists, developers over there across Unity, Godot, and Unreal. So yeah, if you're on this journey with all of us, we would love to have you. Leave a like and subscribe if you're interested in content like this going forward. Until next time, guys, as always, happy developing and toodles.